is I like to flick him off my shoulder. I like to visualize him rolling down to the ground. And then I like to, and then I like to stomp him out. Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Lindsay Guichard and I'm an online licensed marriage and family therapist and a staying grounded exam anxiety coach. This episode, I wanted to talk about the importance of mindset and how mindset is going to keep us motivated when we're studying for the exam. I have a course all about the mindset of the day of the exam, and I would love for you to purchase that. It's available in the link below. I'll make it very clear for you. I also have the link for my one-on-one coaching in the description below that will be talking about the material of the course that I created. I will say with absolute clarity that my mindset the first 2 times I was studying for the clinical exam was not good. And although I was doing all of the instructions, although I was studying all of the material, and I was working very hard, I know that fear took over. I know that panic took over. I know that that niggling voice inside my head, or that was on my shoulder, this critic that constantly told me that I was never going to pass, that I was doing the wrong thing. My negative critic is this middle-aged man who has impeccable vocabulary, and he sits on a Barket lounger and he's reading a newspaper, and he constantly criticizes me on my diction, or he constantly criticizes me on, not knowing what I'm talking about, or he's really annoying. But I will tell you that I listened to him. I listened to him constantly when I was studying for my MFT clinical exam, both times. The first time, it was just a nagging doubt in my capability to take exams well. And the second time was just flat out hopelessness and just not thinking at all that I was going to pass, even though I was doing all of the things that I needed to do, even though I was working super hard. And although I wanted to believe that I could pass, it felt like it was never going to happen. And this guy on my shoulder was confirming that doubt was accurate, that it was never going to happen for me. And what I want to tell you about this man on my shoulder is that I have the ability to not listen to him. And one of the things that I like to do when he gets really loud and obnoxious is I like to flick him off my shoulder. I like to visualize him rolling down to the ground, and then I like to stomp him out. And I wanted to share this with you because I feel like a lot of people's inner critic or outer critic, on your shoulder critic, is really loud and is actually stopping us from seeing the password. And I wanted to share that with you because that is not one of the things I tend to talk about in my coaching. I save that for in coaching, and I also save it for my course material. But the thing that I just showed you, something that is an intervention that I have used with clients in the past. And I loved it so much that I started using it for myself. And so if you wanted to give it a try this week, And whenever you're inner critic, mine, you get very detailed about who your inner critic is, and they always are perching on your shoulder, and that's important. And it's important also that that inner critic you're visualizing is not you, it's somebody else. Because we don't want to visualize us, or a miniature version of ourselves rolling down and us stomping ourselves out. That's not very nice. But if we don't have anything yet that is described as a very detailed inner critic, take some time and visualize an inner critic being on your shoulder, because that's definitely where we want to focus the reason where the negative tape is coming from, or the negative loudspeaker, or whatever you characterize that doubt, that worry, that fear, that we're not going to see the password. Let me know when you try this, and leave it in the comments below what you think of this idea. And this is definitely a exercise that we don't just need for studying for the MFT clinical. It's definitely very useful for other areas as well. But he got really loud when I was preparing for my MFT clinical exam, and I hope that this is something that you can develop as a skill that will actually translate into other areas. So I am excited. This is going to be the last time I come on for a little bit, and that's basically to do with a project that needs my undivided attention. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you when I get back. Bye!